Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my second Thunderstrike Barbarian Endgame build guide. This little boy here is I would say my completed task for the Thunderstrike Barbarian. We are at skill level 130, so maxed out, 8 lightning trails. In the last video, or in the first video, I went a little bit in detail of how the build is functioning with the lightning trails, guys. That each one is dealing its own damage, so our goal is to get cap of lightning trails because there is Diablo 2 engine, damage cap, which I have said in the last video, etc. If you just want to know what I have said there, just go to my last video. It is linked in the video, in the video guide section below. So yeah, this one will be basically the full optimized one. We using the same gear with, I would say, a little exceptions. Like you can see my charms are looking like this. So let's go first at the skills, right? What's different? Our war cries are basically maxed out now because of our huge skill level. We still have maxed out battle orders. 1 point, 1 point. Rest of the points in Shout, maxed out Close Combat, Thunderstrike, Storm of the Old Goats, 1 point everywhere else. And as I said before, 1 point Stun, 1 point Concentrate. Look at the defense bonus it's giving us. It's very high at the skill level, with just 1 point even. So actually, if you would add 6 more points, you would be at skill level cap, so it wouldn't make any sense actually to go like 20 points because the skill level is capped at 130. So yeah, that's the thing basically. And yeah, for the skill tree, it is looking like this. For the gearing, steer end, guys. What you see here is like Giga min-maxing, Dragonstoning, Mapper leaving the shit out of it. So we have used Dragonstoning, Strength, Dexterity, Life, Flat Life, guys, Energy, and increased maximum life. The regenerate mana is coming from Tinkering, guys, which I will show you after the gear showcase. Steel Rand, as I said in the last video, best in slot, but Dragonstoning attributes, all which are available, except Vitality. Vitality is not possible to Dragonstone on gear, only with runes or I think Corruption also. Yeah, so that is. For the weapon, we're using like 2 weapons now, because fun fact, I am at damage cap. I'm a little bit over the damage, like, you know. So with this damage, I dealing less damage than with this one. As I said in the last video, the problem is if we are having like too much damage. It sounds funny, right? We are at the damage cap, and we start dealing even less damage because the game is just calculating damage till a specific damage number, and if you are over this damage number, the game will start rolling the damage back to 0. This means the more damage you have over the damage cap means you will end up with maybe even dealing 0 damage. Like if I have like maybe here like 500k, it's possible. Like with Giga min-max 2-handed weapon, I can end up with like fucking 200k Thunderstrike damage or so, top end, and then I'm dealing like 0 damage. I have tested it. It's really funny. Even with like min-maxing Dragonstoning enhanced damage on Breath of the Dying, Rune Ward base, it's the same. So I needed to go with one-hand weapon, which is even better, because I come to this in a minute. Again, we're using Shinigami. The reason why we're using it is it has more top-end damage than Breath of the Dying. And sure, the attributes you would say, huh? Why you using this one, it is because this weapon can have 4 jewelries in it. And we're using ones which are crafted and modified with the endgame sanctification from Lucian. So this basically gives a jewelry, the sanctified mod, and it basically adds more stats based on the stats or like on the prefix and suffixes the jewel has before. For my example, I quickly can show you this. To the hammer, I will come in just a minute. Actually, do I have... No, No, guys, I think I cannot do this because I have Dragonstone's enhanced damage on my weapon after the rune word, so actually I cannot show you this. But my jewels, the 4 jewels I'm having there, are having a huge amount of attributes. Like, I think... No. I'm not having one. Damn it. Okay. Well, never mind. It's some other barbarian. Right, the weapon is some other barbarian. So, the attributes location from Shinigami with my 4 jewels is at the same level as with Breath of the Dying. The 50% is equivalent to the attributes you're seeing here on my weapon. And the reason why I have went with this one is because I ended up with like same attributes as with Breath of the Dying, but with more top end damage, and the chance to cast level 1 Windbrand is dealing a little bit more area damage even than Breath of the Dying. So it's overall a better weapon than Breath of the Dying, but only if you can craft such insane GG jewels. Otherwise, guys, just stick with Breath of the Dying. It's the best in slot overall, but if you have very good jewels crafted with attributes and strength and dexterity and whatnot, you can basically use Shinigami. That's the reason. Harlequin's Crest, corrupted with bonus to all attributes. It had 39%, and I have corrupted 20% on it, guys. So GG corruption. And again, everywhere attributes, flat life on top, and increased maximum life. Oh, sorry, correction, flat life not possible because it already had kept flat life from the item itself. Para's Kaleidoscope, corrupted with bonus to all attributes, guys. So yeah, I have wasted a lot of amulets, like a lot of Maris, and it was very annoying. It was a point where I was giving up, but the corruptions on this build can really make, at the end, a difference of like 20 to 30% more damage, or equivalent to like maybe 5 to 10 skill levels for real. So, and those 5 to 10 skill levels can maybe bring you to 120, right? Like to the 120 skill level cap that you have 8 lightning trails. So again, corruption bonus all attributes, max life, and forged with conviction aura for enemy minus resistances. And you see 4 or 5 regenerate mana. I will come to this just in a minute. Also Dragonstoned. Then Frostmourne with 2 sockets, Mythical Deathblade, the best in slot offhand weapon because it gives us a shit ton of bonus attributes and flat attributes. This one, guys, I corrupted with flat attributes. I think 70 or 80. So you see like huge attributes actually, because the weapon only has bonus to all attributes. Then I have increased maximum life there, Dragonstoned and Tinkered regenerate mana, and the same goes... Oh, actually not on my weapon. On my main weapon, only my Warframe weapon. So, corrupted, all attributes, increased maximum life, Dragonstoned, and Tinkered regenerate mana. For the Waterwalk, same game, Dragonstoned, attributes as much as possible, and I have hit a corruption with 50% bonus to vitality, guys. So very strong. And I have actually used here 2 new runes again, and have forged all attributes on top. The same goes for my helmet. I forgot to add. I have forged all attributes. And again, Waterwalk, as in the last video, best in slot. Double Zodiac again, Dragonstoned, the resistances, and the regenerate mana 4 or 5, and increased maximum life. We have put 2 new runes here for attributes, and I have corrupted actually, I think, all attributes or bonus attributes. I didn't remember actually. I think here it was bonus. Oh no, right guys, it is bonus attributes. So on this one it's bonus attributes. I think 10% it was, or 50, I don't remember anymore. And this one also 10 to 50. Something like this. So, and now comes the belt. The belt, you think like, what the actual fuck? 10 to maximum resistances. This belt had before +2. Then it had corrupted with, I think +3 it was, or anointed +3, and corrupted +5. Something like this. So it was +3, +5, or at first +5, +3, like, you know what I mean. And again, attributes on the belt as much as possible, increased max life, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to go on my cap. Like you can see, I am like way overcapped, right? So yeah, it's like too much. I wouldn't even need 10. So there would be actually 7 maximum resistances would be enough there. So if my belt would have had like +3, and I would end up with like +2 on anointment and +2 corruption, this would be also okay. But yeah, I basically ended up with like capped 10 maximum resistances, and it's like my best item I think I ever did in this mod. So yeah, I think it's called legend item, I would say, personally. And yeah, for the Tyrell Smite, I invested a lot of maple leaves because I have used attributes, as you see, then flat life, resistances quite a lot, regenerate mana from tinkering, the same goes for my belt, and I have used basically to get my frames high as possible. So attack speed, cast rate, hit recovery. Hit recovery especially since we are surrounded by a lot of monsters, and getting the high breakpoint is very important. I sadly do not know the exact breakpoints for Eastern Sun Resurrected Barbarian, but I assume they are the same as Lord of Destruction. So you can see I'm having like nearly 200 fast hit recovery, which is like I think the 3 breakpoint or 4, I don't know, and attack speed I'm also way overcapped, and faster cast rate is also 200%, so my teleport is like the fastest as possible, which is also important to get off situations out. Yeah. For the charms, guys, I have used magic charms. Here comes why. Magic charms are able to get socket, and no, sorry, they can be able to roll with +1 specific barbarian skill and attributes. This one actually rolled with 18 dexterity and Warcry, you see. Look at this. Unique charm, socketed with no rune, corrupted with 35, no, sorry, with, I think 1 to all skills it was, yeah. No, sorry. The all skills was forged. Now it is correct. And the corrupted, I think, is actually the minus enemy elemental resistances, should be right. Then I'm using the Angel Rune Word again as before. I'm using 2 rare charms, a mastery one and a Warcry. I'm using yellow, unique, large charms. Here I have hit and corruption of 8% bonus attributes, and the same on my large charm, on the something wicked. The 6%, so very huge corruption on these two. And I have forged barbarian skill level again, and then we're using 2 more rare charms and 2 uniques. So basically rare with mastery and dexterity. The second with mastery again, guys, and strength. The Deviant Cell I have hit with, I think, +1 skill corruption. And I have put a new rune in it. And the Geats Fortune I have hit with, should be 23 attributes. Because the new rune gives 35 plus 23 is 58. So the corruption is 23 attributes. Then I'm using Annihilus, Ratmas, and Vlad Tepes. The Annihilus is with the 70 all attributes corruption, so plus 70. also very, very nice. There I have used quite a lot Annihilus to get us corruption. Then Forge with a Barbarian skill, the Rotmas charm, also with 9% bonus to all attributes, very strong. Forged with, I think, Barbarian skills, yeah. And the Vlad Tepes I have corrupted with also actually 22 attributes, very, very strong. And the Eternal Hourglass of the Timeless Sense with 2 maximum resistances, and the Corruption is the 21% magic spell damage. This is the only charm I need to get with percentage attributes or flat. So, like a little upgrade more need to do, but it is a very strong charm as it is now, and I'm really lazy after all this dragon stoning, farming, corrupting to like make this charm. So yeah. The Hellfire Torch is with the, I think the corruption was, what was the corruption? I think I didn't even hit one, right? The forging there is the +1 to all skills, and the corruption I think wasn't even able to get one. Like just corrupted, but with not a single stat. Then we're using the Perfect Cell as a small charm. The corruption here is the, I think, maximum stamina. Yeah. Forge with barb skill. And then a guy is the Awakened. This is now the highest possible tier, so tier 5. You can see, look at my defense. It's the fun fact of the defense is it is calculated based on the percentage defense you get before the charm is calculated. I think this was explained very, very complicated. So you see, I'm having 2045% defense added from Shout, right? And this charm is giving me like fucking 1.2 million, right? So very, very high defense. And I was like, why am I getting so much defense? Or 2 attributes. There's one thing. There are 2 things. Basically, I'm having very high attributes. If we go to the calculator and quickly calculate this, let's say just roughly, I'm too lazy to make all these numbers. So I'm having 57k total attributes times, what was it? So divided by 2, right? So we're getting 35,000 defense. And the 35,000 defense sounds like I'm just getting 35k. Oh no, sorry, not the divided by 2 is actually, sorry, my math today is very, very bad. I apologize. It's 28.5, right? So I don't know why I have said, never mind. So you would assume like, okay, I'm getting 28.5k flat defense, but the percentage defense is calculated with the flat. I think this should be it. Like, before this video is getting too long, this is my explanation why the defense is getting so high with this charm. Because we're having so much bonus defense added in combination with Iron Skin defense on top percentages. And if some of you guys are familiar with this calculations and engine, then this should be the logical solution. And the other thing is, look at my absorption. Like, it's completely crazy. I'm having like 0. Now I'm having like 583. And this absorption is really doing some good thing to actually sustain elemental damage incoming, which you will see in the Player's 8 Lucian fight. And yeah, so TLDR from the last video, basically, to make this like a quick overall thing, is Dragonstone bonus attributes, flat life, survival ability layers on every gear piece. Try to get a very good rare belt with maximum resistances. And now the last thing. Why I'm having so much regenerate mana? This makes not sense, right? There's one thing. Elemental Fury. What does it do? It gives us a I think I have said it like 5 times, but it gives us a shit ton of physical damage, and it gives us like huge enemy elemental resistances, with a big downside. We're getting mana recovery rate reduced by a lot. So we need to counter this. The reason why we can use it, which I recommend also in the early end game, as the last video you have seen, guys, is this ring basically makes it possible to bring every monster in the game to minus 100 lightning resistances, no matter how much they had before. It doesn't matter, except the T5 immunity bosses, right? So every monster will be at minus 100. It doesn't matter. And that's the thing. So to actually use this one, I need to even unequip some items, because the skill level of the skill is then so high that my mana recovery, which you guys saw like 1570, right, was not enough to counter this. And I have not found a way to get more mana regeneration. You guys saw double rings mana regeneration, amulet mana regeneration, and all my items I have tinkered mana regeneration on top, but it isn't enough. So around skill level 70 I need. You see this little glowing, like this blue glowing? I need to counter the mana degeneration, so then I'm regeneration mana again. And I'm having like 103% left, so I can go down to like, I think, with skill level 73, 74, 75, and I'm fine. But it's more than enough. Look at my damage.
Not here.
My damage is basically now around, I think, 6k higher top end. It is not that much as it seems, like 2100% is a huge number, but we already have so much damage multipliers that it does not end up as like a very big upgrade. But the main upgrade is basically, look at the pierce. I'm sitting at 157% with the level 70 pre-buffing Elemental Fury. And now comes the thing. I'm having the Conviction Aura, which first breaks lightning immunity monsters, right? And after the breaking immunity, the 157, guys, will be applied. This is very important to understand. That's the second thing. Thunderstrike has an initiate enemy lightning resist debuff on attack. Now look at me. I'm glowing. Yellow. I think I can show this here. The minus 63 will be added on top of the minus 157. Look. Minus 220%. And this is for, I think, what was it? 2.2 seconds. And we will be attacking constantly. So this debuff is basically up all the time. So we are basically over capping, I would say, the minus enemy lightning resistances, and every monster in the game will be at minus 100. Of course, it is not shown. Like, look here. 97, you think, okay? But now, that was the example with the monster. Take the 97, okay? We have broken the immunity of this lightning immune monster, and now make it with minus 220. Look at this. Minus 123. So we have the monster at minus 100% enemy lightning resistances in real. The value sadly isn't showed beneath the monster's health bar when we are taking it. Maybe Celeste can edit in some time, but I think due to some engine limitation it isn't possible. But it is very important to know that the Elemental Fury debuff is like the most potent damage upgrade we can get for this build, in combination with the all skills. But guys, it requires us to have a lot of regenerate mana. And this is acquired with triple regenerate mana on rings, amulet, and tinkering regenerate mana on every gear piece. Now, I have talked a lot about dragonstoning, tinkering, forging, right? Let me show you what I mean. So we have the dragonstoning, destoning. You can destone enhanced damage for our build. You can destone. Where was it? I think this one here. Yeah. Strength, dexterity, energy, but not life. So this is a little example of what I was talking about with dragon stoning. Then we're having forging, which I has talked about also in the last video with the attribute adding or with the stat adding from the rune to the item itself. And then we have the tinkering. There is a stat, this one, which gives us regenerate mana. And this is basically with Sculp. There will be used 2 tinkering points, and this ended for me up basically that all my item pieces also have regenerate mana. So that is it for now for the showcase of the gear, of my attributes. Again, guys, this state of the gear of the build guide is way overkill. Like you saw in the last video, players 5, T5, Lucian map, farming was very good, was okay. It was not the fastest and the safest at this time, but it was doable at players 5. And we didn't even use the Elemental Fury, because we didn't have regenerate mana, right? On our rings and amulets and whatnot. And Lucian was not possible. Alright. I will show you guys now how the difference in power it is with 8 lightning trails, this attribute stats, this defense layer, this life. You basically are immortal. Have fun watching, and if you guys have any more questions or like just stuff you need to know about this build guide, just write me in Discord, write in the video. I will try to answer as soon as possible. And one thing I wanted to add actually, or nearly forgot, is one weapon I have mentioned in the last video, the Thor's Hammer. So if you're starting out this build guide, you will need time to get to this gear level, and the only thing what I suggest basically is try to get the Thor's Hammer as weapon and play with the Blade Master Ascendancy to start out, guys. Bring the Blade Master to the tier 3 level and try to farm your T1, T2, T3 maps till you can find your Tyrell Smite, every gear piece you need. And if you have this gear, like let's say you have Angel Rune Word, Breath of the Dying, Tyrell Smite, Shaco, even maybe Waterwalk, you can start transitioning into Awaken. So I recommend Angel Rune Word, Breath of the Dying, Tyrell Smite, Waterwalk, and Shaco. So basically 5 items, charms, items, whatever, to then transitioning into the Awakened Ascendancy. The Zodiac Ring, guys, you can basically gamble, no problem. The Rare Belt you can craft yourself. And the Steel Rend is also important, but not as important as Tyrell Smite or Shaco. So if you want to get like the Elite Coupon with the special crafting receipt where you can like transform Elite Coupons into different ones, right? Try to focus on Tyrells, Harlequins at first. After these 2, Waterwalk and Steel Rend. So again, first items you need: bot, Tyrells, Waterwalk, Shaco, Angel, Charm, Rune Word. If you have these 5 items, you can transitioning into Awakened, make the Ascendancy again from scratch, get to the tier 3 as soon as possible, and before you really want to farm players 5 or higher at T3 maps or higher, get yourself to the T4 Ascendancy to get the Elemental and Magic Absorb and the Defense, guys, for every attributes. From there onwards, you are very, very tanky and can actually go into T5 maps and play players 8. Of course, you can play T5 maps on players 1 or players 3, but if you want to min-max the no drop chance, so basically that more items are dropping, you will need to play on players 5 or players 7. Okay, I would say what we can do, I will show you this run without Elemental Fury. Just to show you guys the raw power of this build, it actually has with just 8 lightning trails and this damage number. Again, just Conviction Aura. We have minus 80%. Actually, with the debuff, we have minus, what do we have? 81, which is also very good. And let's see. So you see, let's try something. I think here. Let's see if I can tank this. So you see my life basically goes up and down. It is because of the replenished life we having of our iron skin. Sorry, Vigor of the Ancients. So having a lot of life also is giving us even more replenished life. So you can see I basically can go AFK and yeah, just do my thing I want to do. And this is the power of the build, guys. You can basically AFK and go watch Netflix and some shit and whatnot. So yeah. You can basically hold right click. Actually, there's a goblin. So basically it's a one tap. I like swing my weapon 1 or 2 times and the monsters are dying immediately. This little boy was basically one tap. Alright. I think we can go to the big boss. And I will show you guys. So, some guys might say after this build guide that this build is like too strong or like cheating or stuff or whatnot. But that's the state of this build guide if you want to win maxing it. And this basically was my my idea, my solution to make this build like the strongest version it can ever be. And this is basically with the Awakened and attribute stacking, in short. But with the idea behind that you need to stack all attributes and not just a single one, right? Like here you can see my defense with concentration. So 250k. Alright. We have no Elemental Fury. Let's see if I can tank Lucian. Can I? I think I can, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's stand here for a little bit. Just chilling a little bit. Doing my stuff. You know. I think we can aggro some monsters. My next build guide, guys, will be the Frostmourne, pure Frostmourne build with the Wolf Barbarian. Can he actually kill me? Oh, I think he can. Okay, he brought me down to 94. Maybe he can. Okay, I'm getting I started to getting lower. I think I have used one potion. Okay. Oh wow, he brought me down to 50k, guys. So interesting, interesting. Alright guys, thanks for watching. One thing I actually forgot to say is we having Shout of the Ancients. So basically, with the debuff we're having, plus the minus 78, we're sitting at 150. So Lucian had 4 resistances and 4 lightning resistances. Minus 150 is actually minus 100. So in terms of damage output from just lightning damage, it's in my scenario, it wouldn't make any difference if I have used Elemental Fury or not. But it would give me about 10% more damage, and this makes a big difference. It can make. It's like I think like 2 to 3 seconds faster kill time, something like this. So it's not much, but Elemental Fury is very, very strong if you are at the early end game of this build guide to the mid end game. So early end game, I say with these items you saw in my last video, and mid end game is like with like, let's say 3 items fully Dragonstoned Maple Leafed, okay? And then with Elemental Fury, it will give you way more damage because at like early to mid end game you will have less damage than I'm having, and also you will have less attributes, less skill level, so this means your total enemy lightning resistances will be way lower, and the Elemental Fury will then give you a way higher benefit overall than at my current state. Like at my state, it doesn't make any sense actually anymore, but this was the strategy I was using at the early mid-end game with the regenerate mana to get, I would say, kept enemy light resist and to get as much physical damage as possible to get nearly to the cap, right? So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.